If you want to know how to tell the bad men, ask the men who are protecting you to tell you. The way one man put it was, you can't tell the difference between wolves and sheepdogs if all you're looking for is teeth. Mm-hmm. So sheepdogs have teeth, and they're the best to tell who's a wolf. Mm-hmm. They can smell them.
Yes.
But we usually try to, when they say that's a bad man, oh no, give him a chance. No, that's a bad man. He's up to no good with you. Oh, come on. But no, he's really this and this is, no, that's a bad man. And so they stopped telling us who the bad men are because we just argue with them.
For funny, confident men in the Milwaukee area who are big Packers fans. That shouldn't be too hard, right? I am looking for matches for one of my great bachelorettes. She is in her mid-50s. She is somebody who is very fun and outgoing. She doesn't take life too seriously. She herself is a big Packers fan and loves to get the game. So she's also open to meeting somebody who is in the Green Bay area. She's very active. She likes to golf. She plays tennis. She goes to the gym regularly. She would be looking to meet men in their late 40s up to about 60 in the Milwaukee, Green Bay, or even Madison areas. She would prefer to meet somebody who does have older children, or at least in high school if there are still at home. We'd be looking for somebody who is not super religious and somebody who's more moderate to left-leaning when it does come to their political views. Gentlemen, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about my bachelorette, or even to see if you might be a match for one of our other bachelorettes in the Milwaukee area, please go to that link in the bio and submit a free profile.
A lot of these modern women, they don't have the qualifications to be in a relationship. Your attitude's not good. You're not a good person. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that you don't really qualify for, and you think you do.
You want to know why good men cheat? It's not because they stopped loving you.
Yeah.
It's because you stopped making home undefeatable. I'm not talking about cooking and cleaning. I'm talking about energy.
Right.
I'm talking about the way you greet him when he walks through that door.
Yeah.
The way you speak to him. When a woman is fed, desired, and chosen every single day, she stays.
Yeah.
When a man comes home to peace, respect, and a woman who actually wants him, he stays. That is loyalty, not a promise. It's a reality you create.
Right.
But most women have lost this. They wonder why their man pulled away, why he stopped pursuing, why the spark. Honey, you it. You nag him about everything. You dismiss his wins like they don't matter while expecting him to celebrate every small thing you do. You punish him with silence. And then you're confused when he starts working late.
Yeah.
When his eyes wander.
Yeah.
When he stops trying. Here's what you don't understand. When you reject him over and over, when you make him feel undesired, unwanted, like a burden, you are literally breaking the biological bond that keeps him attached.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
How do you tell them what you want? Okay, at a young age, most men aren't going to take you that seriously. So you have to be serious about your standards. Like I was. When I was 22, I was serious about my standards. I was so serious about my standards, people couldn't believe it. So I was 22. I said, I'm not dating anybody unless they can pay my bills. Period. You cannot call me yours. We are not exclusive. You can pay for this food and these drinks, but you cannot claim me, and I will not claim you till all bills are paid. I said that, and I was dead serious. I was like, and I got a couple of people telling me you're never gonna find it, but I did. Found it 2 weeks later after I was told I would never find it. So guess what? Keep them standards high, and you're gonna find exactly what you're looking for, because you're clear.
A lot of modern women are having to live with the consequences of their bad actions. Letting a good man go away because he's too average for me. Okay, so I see you like chaos and trouble and stupidity. Have fun.
It's too many good brothers out here that say they're single because they can't find a good woman. And I don't believe that for a second. I believe that brothers that want love sometimes are not seeing things they need to see, and they're not asking the questions that needs to be asked. Like, you want to go out on a date and you want to ask her questions like, what's your favorite color, and where have you traveled to, and where'd you go to school? None of those questions have any relevance as to what kind of woman this is going to be to raise your children. What you need to be asking are questions like, how do you feel about breastfeeding? How do you feel about homeschooling? How do you feel about vaccines? What you need to be doing is observing how she treats others, observing how she treats you. Is she cold? Is she gossipy? Is she rude? Those are going to be clear indicators on the kind of woman that she wants to be. If you want sweet, feminine, loving wives, it's very important to pay attention and date with intention. Don't just date a woman because she look good on paper. You need to focus on, is she good as a woman?
I literally just got off of work, and I expected something better than this. Like, why would you give me this? You asked for Chrome Heart, so I got you Chrome Heart.
Look, guys, sometimes as a man, it's okay to come to the realization that you didn't make a good choice. You would have made another decision, you know, if you'd gone back in time and was able to make it again. I'm not talking about the purse.
Ladies, if you're ever in the predicament where you have to ask, oh my gosh, where are all the good men? There seems like there's just no more good men out here. They're all gone. Then you need to work on yourself. And I say that because the women who are feminine, friendly, who keep peace at home, who are fit or at least are in good shape and take care of themselves, who have a positive energy and a positive vibe about them, and who are agreeable, and I say that again, agreeable, don't have a hard time finding good men. So if you're asking yourself that question, maybe it's time for you to work on yourself.
Modern women ever really expected a man to leave the dating spaces, you know, stop coming to singles events. That's why they're so surprised a lot of times. It's because it's just a fact of life. Men always like women. They love everything about a woman. They can't turn away from a woman. And when he does, it's like, how could he?
A woman's main embarrassment will always be a man.
Interesting. And while I can see where some of them are coming from in regards to this, it seems that some women have their priorities all wrong in regards to what they really should be embarrassed about. Some of their attitudes, which seem to be overly entitled in many cases with an overly diluted sense of grandeur.
Now for speed dating, they're charging women $100.
I saw that.
Men not showing up.
Yeah, I saw it. Now that I found was interesting. So two things are going on. Men don't want to be in relationships, or they financially broke. Because when I travel to these events, it be nothing but women.
Word?
And I say to myself, yo, where the guys at? Because they be dancing with themselves. They all go out on a group together. The game has truly changed.
Women will swipe into debt for their entertainment and experience, whereas guys, they'll be like, maybe next week. A girl be like, swipe it.
Women, no matter what event you go to, if it's popping, it's gonna be 80% women at that event. And if a man really wants to meet a nice person, you got confidence, you know how to speak, go to these events. You'll meet the female of your dreams, and just don't take one number. Get a few numbers. And sometimes that can backfire on you.
Because at some point in time, modern women are going to have to understand that men are seeing what's going on. Like they're looking at it from all perspectives. A lot of times modern women want men to look at it from like one perspective. This is the only thing that's going on. A man, especially in today's day and age, is not going to do that. I need to see what's happening from all sides.
Find a woman who is so selfless, who's a servant to your family, who's a servant to you, because at the end of the day, as you guys grow old and something happens, you're going to need someone who served you, who's selfless, who's going to serve you in these times of distress, because life gets so difficult and hard. So find that woman, not who plays games, that's selfish and looking out for herself, who's a servant to you. And see, you know what I always say? See how somebody is to other people. How does somebody act? Always look at how, when you're going on a date and stuff, how they're acting to other people. That's such a great. Even like to waiters and things like that. Are they serving others? Are they selfless? A selfless heart is the first thing that you should be looking for in a woman. And if you are someone who's sitting there being like, man, I feel a little selfish in my heart, that's okay. We all go through these seasons of selfishness, and that's why when you start your relationship with Jesus, like me and Angela always talk about how he is just breaking things off of us.
I don't know if most women are ready to hear this.
What would you say to women that maybe they see stuff that they want developed in their husband, but it's like, it's not our job to correct them. It's God's job. Yeah. How do they handle that? Okay, so there's a king and a fool in every person, and the one you speak to is the one you will see emerge. Oh, wow. So if I'm feeling like, oh, he's such a fool, he's so ignorant, and he doesn't pray, and he's not a spiritual leader, and he doesn't care about Jesus like me, which is all pride, what I just all said right there. So now we're looking at him as a fool. In our eyes, we see him as lesser than, and then we go address it, you're in trouble. Yeah. You're absolutely in trouble. All you're doing is actually feeding all their fears, because they have fears just like we do. Mm-hmm. All their insecurities, just like we have insecurities, we're feeding all of that. So what the Lord told me was, because I'm quick to act, that's just how I'm made, that he says, do not address him until you see him the way I see him.
This advice.
You know, men are looking at other people and they're saying, if marriage is going to be this way, if relationships are going to be this way, then why in the world am I signing that same contract? Why am I stepping in the middle of something that I know, based on, you know, what I'm looking, based on what I've experienced, what I'm looking at, based on how this woman is acting now? We don't even have to go like, oh, well, my friend, my this and that, based on how she's acting now. I'm not sure it's going to work.
If a bald man ever offends you, I want you to ask him, when you wash your face, how high up do you go?
If a bald man offends you, address the thing that he did instead. Call it out. Set boundaries. Don't put up with it. And it's so weird how there's constant preaching about body positivity unless it's a man. Then suddenly height, jokes, and boldness are on the table. And if a man came on here and made a joke just like that, but a woman's aging, her fat, or anything else, he wouldn't be allowed on the internet anymore. He would get shamed so badly. But we laugh at jokes like this. A lot of men don't find this funny.
A lot of men, you'll never understand that a lot of the stress that they have, doesn't mean that they don't have any stress, but a lot of the stress that they used to have in terms of a relationship, which fed into work, which fed into relationships with their friends, with their family, because you're a bona fide problem and a bum. Once you left, all of that went out the window, because he ain't got to worry about you no more.
Why do I feel guilty for not being in love with someone who's actually good to me?
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, he is kind. He listens, he shows up. There's no drama, no toxicity, but something feels off. Like I'm living in a relationship that looks perfect on paper, but I feel disconnected.
Are you sure it's not just fear of stability? Sometimes when we're used to chaos, calm can feel boring.
That's what I thought too. I even told my therapist. She asked me, is it boredom or emotional flatness? And I realized it's not that I miss drama. I just miss feeling deeply, passion, curiosity, emotional intimacy. With him, I feel safe, but not seen.
That's tricky, because you won't find everything in one person.
I know, but I also know this. If someone asked me, is he the one? I'd pause. And I don't think the one should make you pause.
But what if we've over-romanticized the one? What if long-term love is just quiet compatibility?
Then why does this quiet feel like I'm shrinking? Like I'm betraying both of us by pretending I'm all in? He deserves someone who lights up when he walks in, not someone still trying to convince herself that this is enough.
You're not selfish for wanting more. You're honest. And sometimes choosing yourself means walking away from something good, not because it's broken, but because it's not right for you.
Because I'm in a relationship, I move like my partner is always watching, even when he's not. I don't need my husband around to act right. I don't need supervision to be respectful. I don't need reminders to stay within my boundaries, because how I move isn't based on who's watching, it's based on who I am. A lot of people are only as loyal as their partner can see them. When their partner's around, oh, they're solid. They respectful, they committed, they are locked in. But as soon as the partner's not around, their entire behavior shifts. Now it's not that serious. They don't have to know. It's just a conversation. And that's not loyalty. That's performance. You're not committed. You're a talented actor. Because real loyalty isn't about what you do in front of your partner. It's what you allow yourself to do when they're not there. The conversations you entertain, the energy you give off, the doors you leave open. That's the real you. And let's be real. It's easy to behave when you're being watched. Anybody can do that. But integrity, discipline, and respect will always show up in private. So no, I don't change how I move based on who's around, because I don't just respect my relationship when it's visible. I respect it when it's not. And that's not pressure. That's character. What you do in private will always reveal more about you than what you do in public.
Modern women don't seem to understand you can't shame a regular guy. You average, you need to be above average. Oh, you need to be this, and this. And then when that man finally goes and finds somebody, whether it be overseas or in another city, in another state, when he get about your face and go find somebody else, now you asking where all the good men went. They went to go find somebody that wasn't acting stupid.
When a man asks you, so tell me, what do you do for a living? He's trying to decide the level of respect that he wants to give you. When a man asks you, so tell me, where do you live? Your neighborhood will tell him your mindset. When a man asks you, so tell me, do you have any kids? He's trying to see if you're just another baby mama. When a man asks you, so how's your relationship with your kid father? He's trying to see if the father has abandoned the kid. When a man asks you, so tell me, when was your last relationship? He's trying to see how quickly you move around. When a man asks you, what's your favorite restaurant? He's trying to see how exposed or unexposed you are. When a man asks you, so tell me, what do you normally do on the weekends? He's trying to see if you are a thought who hangs out at the strip club. Although these are basic common questions that any man will ask you in the beginning, it also gives him a glimpse of who you are. It could be a turn on or it could be a turn off. If you never hear from him again, you were a complete turn off. Remember, I told you. Good night.
Men, where are all the good men at? You might go to a club. How come the men ain't at the club? How come the men are acting in this way? Because you said that you didn't want a man in your face. Well, that didn't mean that they didn't have to come. I'm not going to come somewhere that you're going to be acting a fool and all up in my face talking crazy. Or even putting your phone up to record me and act like I did something wrong just because I approached you. Are you serious?
Peacefulness is one of the most attractive and awe-inspiring qualities in a woman. Now, does that mean sedate? No, because they need playfulness. They need us to play with them. It's one of the ways our energy flows to them is when we're playing with them.
So you mentioned sleep.
Yes.
And I when I think about the woman that changes or the woman that's in a dating relationship and frustrated and or in a marriage and she's getting frustrated, it does often come from a turbulence in her. She has a need that's not being met. Mm-hmm. She has a frustration that she's just, working at. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned sleep, and I think that's such an incredibly powerful thing that a lot of women don't have today. We're harried, we're worried, we're frazzled, we're frustrated, we're burnt out. Right. In many ways. How much would you say of our relational issues are from women not really taking care of our own selves and having expectations that are impossible then for the people around us, especially the men?
It's a great question. And I would say it's pretty near 50-50. 50% is that we don't know who we're interacting with. We think we're talking to a hairy, misbehaving woman. And they're not. And they think they're talking to a scattered, emotionally indulgent man. And they're not. And so I would say at least 50% of it is misperception, misinterpretation, misunderstanding, mischief, okay? And probably the other 50% is that we don't know how, and we don't prioritize because we don't know how important it is. We don't know how to cause ourselves to be our best selves. And this is a really big part of my work. How do you take spiritual values and embody them in a way that you naturally be that way. You don't have to say to yourself, be patient, be patient, be patient. No, you are patient.
And a lot of times, what you might find with modern women is sometimes they know they're doing it and they do it intentionally, but then other times they'll do it subconsciously, where you have a man that's continuing to audition. You're still comparing him to an ex-boyfriend, Chad or Tyrone, or some sort of guy or something like that you met somewhere, that you were in a situationship with. You wrote, well, he's not like this guy, or he can't do it like this guy, and my ex set the standard, and all that other nonsense. And eventually men hear that and they leave. So a good man that you had on the hook eventually leaves because you're talking nonsense. Oh, he's not really, he ain't a real man. He didn't step up to the plate. I ain't trying to step up to no plate. I ain't trying to do none of that, because this is not a one-sided audition to where you make all of the rules. We're both trying to put our best foot forward for each other. But it seems like in some form of fashion, only one of us got the mail.
Men are meant to serve. The masculine is meant to serve the feminine. Tell me a relationship where a woman prioritizes everyone else over herself, where a woman bends over backwards for everyone else in her life. She does everything for her spouse, for her partner. None of that is reciprocated. She never has time to herself. She can't take care of herself. Tell me a relationship where that woman is happy. Tell me a relationship where that is a positive, joyful, beautiful marriage. Tell me a relationship where a man puts himself first and the woman is still happy. It doesn't exist. The successful, happy, joyful relationships that you see are where a man has a service mindset, where a man devotes and adores himself to the woman, to the feminine, where the masculine is serving. That does not mean that he's always submissive. That does not mean that she's always dominant. But the service mindset, the providing, the protecting, the serving, the devotion, the adoration, the respect for the feminine, that is the way we are meant to thrive in relationships. The masculine serving the feminine.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Are you single or in a relationship?
Single.
Where do you normally meet girls in London?
I don't know. They usually come up to me in the street, actually.
Mm-hmm. And would you approach a girl by first if you liked her?
No.
No?
No.
So how do you want to meet her?
She'll approach me.
So you wouldn't mind if the girl approached you?
No, I'd love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where would you invite the girl for the first date?
Back to my house.
To your house directly?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very unusual. No romantic dinner, no restaurant?
I'll take her for dinner, yeah, I'll take her for dinner.
Okay. And who should pick up the bill? Would you pick up the bill or would you
Me,
split?
yeah, I pay the bill, yeah, of course.
On the first date or other dates
All
as well?
dates, all dates.
Okay. What qualities are you looking in a girl?
Intelligent, a nice smile. Yeah, that's about it really, yeah.
Yeah? I have a blog for single people in London. If you want, I can tag you on this video and maybe you can find a good girlfriend.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah?
Do it, yeah.
Okay, wonderful. What's your name?
Sam.
Sam, nice to meet you. How old are you?
36.
What do you do?
Not a lot.
Huh?
Not a lot.
Not a lot? No. Do you make good money? At
Yeah.
least? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm loaded.
Okay, give me your Instagram, I will tag you. And by the way, wait, I also want to invite you to the singles party, which I'm hosting February 28th.
Fantastic.
Do you understand what the world is going to look like in 10 years? 50% of women between the ages of 25 and 45 are going to be single and childless. Like, I mean, think about it. If you're married, there's going to be so many women throwing themselves at your husband if he's a half good looking, decent earning guy. And over a certain age, women accept being a side chick. I mean, they won't publicly say
that's
under a certain age. I think it's around like 35. They'll accept being a side chick because they would rather be with the top guy than be with the guy they don't like.
Oh, simple thing, where have you gone?
The weapon that's been used for the last 15 years, 20 years or so, last generation, is that all of those principles of traditional masculinity, the stoicism, the strength, the confidence, the power, are toxic, at least when they come from men. As we were just discussing out there, those things aren't toxic when a woman manifests them, but they're scary and intimidating when a man manifests them. So the idea is to get rid of that so it's easier for women to compete. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to beat these really competent, powerful, high-status men. So we got to get rid of them. And we get rid of them slowly over generations. How do we do that? Well, there's the falling apart of the nuclear family. More people are being raised by single mothers. There's a variety of reasons for that. Like 90% of kindergarten teachers are female. A sizable majority of elementary school teachers are women. And their children, boys and girls, are being instructed in what masculinity is by women for the initial part of their conscious lives. Now, there might not be anything inherently wrong with that, but if you ask a woman whether she believes that the traditional definition of femininity, which historically was created by men and imposed upon women, was absolutely in women's best interests, I don't think that they would agree with that. So I don't think that we can say that when women create definitions for manhood and masculinity, that it's absolutely in the boys' or the men's best interests. Like there might be some kind of gendered bias in the expression of the opposite archetype.
Showering every day is propaganda made by the government.
Do you shower every day?
What? I shower like once or twice a month.
No. I got to go.
I know because
I got to go. Ain't no way you only shower once or twice a month, girl. Come on now.
Why would you shower more than that? You use baby wipes and you wipe it off. Listen,
but I'm saying though, so when you
showering every day is what we talked about propaganda made by the government to keep you from not making money.
I have some news that may come as a shock. Men don't care about how smart and successful you are. It's not that men aren't interested in your passions or in what you do for a living. They definitely are. But they're going to notice if your career is your entire focus or identity. And that's not a selling point to a man who's ready to provide and to protect for his family. So if that's the kind of guy you want to attract, you're coming in with you're loaded about being the provider isn't going to attract that kind of man. In fact, if you ask the average man, I mean, at least a grown man, to write down what he's looking for in a wife, what she does for a living, or how much money she makes, or how successful she is, will not make the list. He's not looking for the same things you are.
Why successful men stay single? It's often the same mechanism that makes men savage in the workplace that also makes them extremely intelligent when it comes to women. For example, successful men know how to sniff out desperation and entitlement. Most women want their lifestyle, not them, so they become experts at sniffing that. They don't settle for less than they deserve because success teaches you that your worth is non-negotiable. Sounds crude, but they prioritize purpose over. Purpose is for life. Comes and goes.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong. And unfortunately, we've created a society over the last few decades where men have been told to not care about themselves, to not have any standards. And men are finally saying, you know what? F you, like, I do have standards. In fact, we're the ones that have built all of this. We're the ones that have done everything. And now it's time that we're treated with respect.
Okay, I remember my conversation on my last reel talking about some, oh, you Asian. You ain't gonna have no options compared to white or black men. Okay, I mean, he ain't lying, right? He's not lying at all. On average, we don't got that many options compared to black or white men on average in America. But guess what? I don't give a about it. Asian motherfuckers be at the bottom in terms of the dating market, but guess what? I'm not finna let that stop me. You know why? Because shooters shoot. And guess what? If you're not gonna shoot the shot, you was never gonna get it. I don't give a f if I'm Asian. I don't give a f about that. I know most of my shots is not going in because I like women that's not Asian. But guess what? I'm still gonna try. Shooters gonna shoot. I'm not gonna let rejection get the best of me. I'm not gonna put my head down. I'm not gonna stop trying. Just gotta get turned down a time. Now, bro. Most of my shots is not going in. But does Steph Curry make all his shots? No. And he's the greatest shooter of all time. So to all my Asian men out there, please understand that if you don't make no moves, if you don't shoot your shot, you was never gonna get it. Period. Don't listen.
So I'm really curious about this. This is a serious question. Men, for the men's, as a species, as a conglomerate, as a brotherhood, a society, whatever y'all want to call yourselves, why do y'all think it's okay to like try to talk to a girl at the gas station but not offer to pay for her gas? And before y'all say, oh, it's always about money, okay, that don't pay for the gas. Why do you try to talk to a girl at the gas station and not offer to pump her gas? Because the chivalry is shivering. Like, it's in fear for its life. And just, I'm trying, I think as women are trying to like give y'all the benefit of the doubt, but there's just certain, I just can't understand. And I'm not going to pretend like I do. Cause like, what? Like, excuse me, sir. What the? Can y'all get it together? Please?
Bro, hang up on that. He trash.
I'm listening. I just want.
Who is this? Is that Big Shirley?
He said, "Is that Big Shirley?" You know he talked. That's him.
I mean, I'm trash. See, that's what I'm saying. This woman, this so-called woman, supposed woman, can say I'm trash. What if I said this wrong, Big Shirley? Bring the facts, the data, the statistics. Don't bring your trash attitude and take your bonnet off if you're gonna get on here. Bitch, I don't worry about hang. Yeah, that's what, and see, and that's what I mean. That's all you gotta do. That comes out to and everything else. That's why you're fat don't by yourself. Kick rocks. Can't make this shit out. Single women keep women single. You can hear the cholesterol in her voice. Hang up on that trash.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkey, crap. You
hang up on that or he's trash.
What's going on here?
You don't tell me what the f to do no more, bro. Fuck no. Look at this crazy. Stop! Stop! I'll get you the fuck out, bro. Bro, what the fuck? Really, bro?
Business, okay?
Chill, bro. Ali, chill, bro. Chill the fuck out, bro. Really? Chill, bro. Get away. Get off me, bro. Get off me, bro.
You guys can stay away from this guy.
What do you mean? Oh my God.
A man shouldn't stop a woman from being who she is. If she want to step out and be sexy, show some and twerk, there should be no problem.
Earlier you said you want a man that's wise.
Correct.
Okay. You said if she want to dress sexy, the man should permit her to dress sexy without trying to restrict her and hinder her. Imagine you say, well, I want to eat McDonald's. Mm-hmm. And imagine your man said, nah, man, I care about you too much. That's bad for you. I don't want you to eat McDonald's. I would rather you eat X, Y, and Z. This is not this man being insecure. This is not him being no negative description. This is a man that has a certain level of wisdom. They can see how this action is harmful, and out of loving you, he trying to make sure you don't do the harmful action. So would you say the man who restricts you from eating McDonald's is insecure or doing something negative?
In the sense, like, even though you want me to be healthy, I still want to eat some unhealthy stuff. So I'm always a risk taker. Yeah. And I like feeling sexy. I just like doing me. Okay. I feel like in a relationship, a man shouldn't stop a woman from being who she is. If she want to step out and be sexy, show some and twerk, there should be no problem. But like flirt with the men and stuff, that's where you cross the line.
Okay.
I'm literally sitting here coloring, minding my business, and this man just came up to me and approached me and was like, mind if I talk with you? And I was like, kinda. And then, and he goes, what are you doing? I've never seen anything like that. And I was like, and then he fully sits down right here. And I was like, and then he continued to ask me questions, and I was like, no thanks, I don't really feel like talking. What about me says approach me? Nothing, actually.
Well, look here we have another crusty ass loser who thinks that just because he finds a woman attractive, he's entitled to her time and space.
So she's in a public park, he come up, sat down next to her, which he is entitled to do by law. The law gives him permission to do what it was that he did. He tried to talk to her, she was like, meh, and then he tried to talk to her again, and she was like, no, and he was like, fair enough, and off. People are allowed to do that. They're allowed to go up and talk to people. What makes you think that he found her attractive? Because what straight men will do is they'll go up to women that they don't find attractive in order to practice on them. So, there's no indication that he finds her attractive.
Why did you break up with your husband?
He was not at my frequency. We are vibrating at different levels.
You destroyed your son's life
My
for a
son's
frequency?
perfectly fine.
He
loves
deserves
me.
a father, you selfish... Ooh, you ain't playing around. Where's the father? Is a stepdad?
No, that's his real father.
No, that's a stepdad. That's not his blood.
Yeah.
That's a stranger his mom.
It's okay.
That's the truth.
You can't hurt me, baby.
But you psychically destroyed your son just to be on a frequency up here?
No, I actually did my son a favor by leaving his father.
Did you have mom and dad till 20 years old?
Absolutely.
Imagine when you meet God and he's going to show you your mom and dad till 20 years old. He gave you that perfect life. And you're so grateful of your mom and dad.
Absolutely.
And you didn't give it to your son, you wretched whore.
Hey, come on, man. Yo. Come on, man. Hey, man, Hey, I need you to teach my girl a few things. Oh, my soul. My boy, he was goated, wasn't he?
You put somebody in your face with a camera while you doing this.
He was cross-eyed. He was looking into his soul like, yeah. Sweating.
Ladies, I'm going to be honest with you. This whole mentality of he doesn't get wifey benefits without making me a wife mentality is so dumb. I love you, but it's so dumb. If you think this way and you don't show up with your boyfriend the same way that you would as a wife, how does he know what you're going to look like as a wife? If you're like, I'm not doing his laundry until he puts a ring on it. Dumb. Dumb girl. You are supposed to show up as a wife. You are supposed to embody what a wife looks like. Be that. And show up in your relationship that way. Then he's going to be like, this is a wife. All the other girls were pulling girlfriend cards. This girl's a wife. Let me make her a wife. You show up as what you want to be. You don't say, oh, I'll become that when the time comes. You show up as what you want to be. Okay? And if you're not, then you're just slowing down your process. Do all of the wife things for your boyfriend, and then watch how quick he makes you a wife. I don't know why you guys aren't like playing all of your cards. You know, you're like withholding some. I'm like, lay it out on the table. This is what I come with. Choose it or don't. This is why you're wasting so much of your time in relationships. People think too much in relationships. Just show up as you are. I want to take care of my boyfriend. I want to make him snacks. I want to fold his laundry. I want to make his life easier. And I show up that way from the freaking jump, dude. And I've never been broken up with.
Hey, hot take, especially probably as a married lady, but did you guys know that's actually 100% fine to be single? Society does this weird thing, even the most feminist of women who don't even like men, where we tend to put inherent value on people if they are taken or married, as if that just magically makes them trustworthy, stable, and honest. But it doesn't, because if simply having a partner was enough to show that you have your life all together, why are so many married people miserable and divorcing. Of course, a lot of married people are happy, but a lot of single people are happy. So why is one more of a qualifier for success? So I decided to start a new series celebrating being single, which, yes, is ironic because I'm a happily married woman, but before I met my husband, I was also a happily single person. I also believe that people who are happy being single end up making better partners down the line. But I also believe that people who are happy being single make happier single people down the line too. Ultimately, whether you end up with a partner or not, you're still gonna spend a huge chunk of your life alone, so you better learn to enjoy it. So to kick off our series on why being single can be freaking awesome, I'll give you reason number 1. When you move, you can move as fast or as slow as you want. If you've never tried traveling solo, by the way, like literally going somewhere completely by yourself, could not recommend it more. It is like the best way to get over anything devastating. Breakup, loss, whatever, it will heal you. And once you get to that point that you can literally go out to a restaurant and take yourself out to eat and fully enjoy it, no one can touch you.
I'm 29 and single. Of course men say I'm expired. I'm 29 and single. Of course people tell me you'll find it when you least expect it. I'm 29 and single. Of course my mom is freaking out. I'm 29 and single. Of course people say you should give the dating apps another try. I'm 29 and single. Of course people say you should lower your
You're 29. You need to start hooping for your life because it's time to sell for a discount, auntie. Your mama's worried for a reason. She's telling you it's time to hoop. You need to lace up. At 29, you might as well say you 30, baby. You 30 and single at this point. I'm telling you, them 20s is over with. You gotta pack it up. Pack it up. Pack it up. Because right now, you gotta go against all the girls that's graduated college. You know, the mid-20s, they not checking for you. I know some guy on your phone right now who's been trying to get you to go out with him. You've been ignoring him. You need to lock in with him because then you're gonna be 35 and single at that point. Salvation Army, baby. You know, about to ship you out to the Goodwill. It's time to sell at a discount. You know what I'm saying? Clearance season is approaching. You gotta lock in. Hoop. It's time to hoop. Like, at 29, this gotta be your MVP season. This gotta be your best season ever. Because at 30, that clock, listen, tick, 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 tick. Make it happen. I believe in you. If you guys struggling with your dating psychology, you want to align with more high quality women, you want to improve your image, your presentation, your approach, you want to remove your anxiety, your nervousness, I coach men in person, I fly to you, make sure that you have a dialed-in dating strategy, and also that even your dating apps are up to par so that you can attract as many high quality women as you want. DM me app.
You know, it's funny because a lot of these modern women, they'll come to a first date with a list of things, literal lists of things that they're expecting from a guy. I want you, I want you, I want your therapist. I want the exact number. I want the exact number of therapy sessions that you've gone to within the last 3 weeks. How long were they? What object lessons did you learn from that? Which the object lessons I really don't have a problem with, but they want to grill you on the questions that they want to know. But all it takes from you is one question, 2 questions, one question actually. Let me jump it back down to one question. What do you bring to the table? And then the date is over. They beat and ask you about your family history. And then one question is like, oh yeah, you're pretty thorough. Now, let me go ahead and ask you. What do you bring to the table? Oh man, insult.